Okay, hello guys, how are you? I want to welcome you to this website designing 101 with Coach Concord. Yes, my name is Concord Offrey, but lots of people know me as Coach Concord, and I like the name, so I took it. So it's nice having you here. We're going to be doing a whole lot together, and I appreciate you for making our time to watch this video. I'll be taking you through how to design a website, okay, like how to basically design a website without writing any single line of code, okay, and how to do it as easily as possible. So this is actually going to be like this might seem to want to be a long video, but I'm going to be dividing these videos into like 3 or thereabouts. So you're not going to be watching everything in one video. I'm going to be dividing them to 3. I don't want this to be a very long video, okay, so that you don't get bored watching. Okay, so let's just dive right into it, how to design a website. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is what the website is. Okay, what is a website? If you want to design, you want to be a website designer, you want to at least have an idea of what that word, what that term website really actually implies. What does it mean? What does it imply? What does it mean? Okay, so first I want to define this before reading what I have here. A website is the site that is hosted on the World Wide Web, www. A site that is hosted on the World Wide Web. Okay. Why site? The same way you have a physical site where a house is built or a structure is built upon, that is the same way you have a digital site that is called a website. Okay, but what is built on a website? We've got stuff like web pages. Okay, they are called web pages. So a website is a group of web pages that has related content under a domain name. Okay, or it can also be defined as a kind of document that is displayed on a web browser. We're going to talk about what domain name means shortly. Okay, but what is a web browser? That's simple. You have been using a web browser. You know what a web browser is. A web browser is a machine, a digital machine, a tool that you use to browse the World Wide Web. Example of that is the Firefox is a web browser, Chrome is a web browser, Explorer is a web browser, Opera Mini 2 is a web browser. Okay, so a website is a kind of document that is displayed in a web browser. Okay, so you're going to go to Chrome, you search, you could search it, whatever website you want to search. Let's say you want to search Nigerian's website or NNPC's website, or look for let's say a particular website as related. Let's say you're looking for a website in the hotel industry and you want to search, probably you want to book a hotel. You go to Chrome and you go to Google and search hotels in Lagos. They're going to bring you their website, the information and all. You go to their website and you read information about the hotels, and that way you get to see the information you want, you're looking for, and you get to make a choice of what hotel you want to do business with, right? Because you've read a particular document as relating to that hotel that contains the information of that hotel. Okay, so web pages, documents, but the most important fact is they have related content, and they are hosted or they are under a domain name. Okay, and of course they can be accessed with a web browser. So there are types of websites we're going to be talking about them right now, types of websites and their functions. There are two major types of website. There's a static website and there's a dynamic website. Okay, a static website is a website that you go to and you go to the website today, you see a set of information, you go to that website tomorrow, you see the same set of information, you go to the website next week, you see the same set of information. That is, the information on the website does not change. It is static, it does not change. And an example of such a website is what we refer to as a corporate website. Okay, now a corporate website is a website that is built for any corporate organization, a hotel, a bank, a hospital, real estate company, a beauty, let's say a spa, a salon, whatever. That is another example of a static website. Can also be a portfolio website. I forgot to add that. A portfolio website. A portfolio website is a kind of website that freelancers use. If you're a freelancer, and let's say, for instance, you're learning web designing now, if you want to continue with a web designing career, you want to be a freelance web designer, you can create a portfolio website for yourself that contains your information and your expertise. It contains information about what you've done, your work. You're going to be displaying your work on that website. So it's like a personal website mostly for freelancers. If you're a spa therapist, if you are a massage therapist, if you are a graphics designer, a video editor, a copywriter, a website designer, a digital marketer, whatever you're doing, as long as that website is not a corporate website, like it doesn't have the corporate, you're not working like a corporate entity, you are working like a freelancer, that website is called a portfolio website. Okay, so corporate website, portfolio website, you find out that most of the time, anytime you visit this kind of website, their informations are never changing. Okay, they are never changing. Then a dynamic website is a kind of website that their information changes from time to time. You go to the website today, you're going to see some things. You go there tomorrow, the things you saw yesterday, you might not see them again. You might see a different set of things. Okay, for instance, a typical e-commerce website is a dynamic website. For instance, if you go to Jumia today, Jumia is an e-commerce website. You go to Jumia today, you're going to see some things on Jumia. Let's just go to jumia.com. You're going to see some things. Okay, you come back tomorrow, you open jumia.com. The things you saw at the top yesterday might not be the things you're going to see today. It might be different products displaying in your face. Okay, that means the information changes from time to time, depending on some stuff that probably depending on the particular setting that the website designer or programmer must have done to shuffle the informations that people get to see on a daily basis. Okay, another kind of a dynamic website is a blog. Okay, a blog, for example, Linda Ikeji's blog. You go there today, you're gonna see a set of information, but because she's always adding more information to the website, maybe on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you go back there tomorrow, you're gonna see new information like you didn't see yesterday. You go back there the next tomorrow, you're gonna see more information that were not there 2 days ago. Okay, so and you're going to be seeing them just popping up in your face like that. And news website that like Punch newspaper, you go to their website, the information on those websites tend to change every day as new headlines are coming up, as new events are happening. the information on the blog or the newspaper website, the information tends to change regularly. Okay, then social media platforms, like if you go to Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, the informations are not static. The information, if you go to Facebook now, you're going to see some things. If you refresh, new things are going to pop up. If you refresh again, new things are going to pop up. You go today, you go tomorrow, you're going to see fresh things, fresh information, fresh data, all of those stuff. So that is why they are called dynamic website. They are not static. The information, what differentiates a static and a dynamic website is how the information on such websites operate. Okay, are they static or are they changing from time to time? If they are not changing from time to time, then it is a static website. But if they are changing from time to time, then it is definitely a dynamic website. Okay, with that being said, let's move further. Okay, so we're going to be talking about basic web designing terms. Okay, basic web designing terminologies. Okay, as a web designer, you need to know these basic terms. You're going to be hearing them a lot, you're going to be making use of them a lot. Okay, so you need to know them. These are like the basic terms. The first one is hosting. What is hosting? Hosting is where a website is hosted. Now the word host is something that everybody should know. When you're a visitor, you go to somebody's house, that person is your host. The person is hosting you. I want to believe you get the picture now. The person is hosting you for a moment, for a period of time, and after a while you leave. Even if you spend 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, you are the visitor. The owner of the house is the host. Okay, so there are platforms like that have been created to host websites. Okay, because you cannot just build a website anywhere on the World Wide Web. You need a website to be hosted on bigger websites, bigger platforms. Okay, even those hosting platforms are equally websites on their own, but they are like bigger, so they have the ability to host smaller websites like yours. You understand? So another way to explain it for you is a website is like a land where a hosting is like a land where the house is built upon. Okay, a land where the house is built upon. A land where the house is built upon. I'm trying to use real estate language now, physical, something that you can see physically. Okay, a land where the house is built upon can be referred in this instance as the hosting of a website. The website is the building, the hosting is the land. You cannot build a house on water. You cannot build a house on you cannot just build a house, okay, on air. It has to be hosted on a land. That's the same way it is with website. You cannot build a website just anywhere. It has to be hosted on a hosting platform. Then a domain is your address. It's called domain address. Okay, it is your the address that contains your web pages, your contents, that makes up your website. The address that contains the web pages and the content that makes up your website. Okay, that's what is called a domain. It could be anything. It could be your name of your business.com, the name of your client's business.com or .com.ng or .ng or .org. Okay, so but then whenever anybody goes to a search whenever anybody goes to a search engine like Google or a web browser like Chrome and put that name.com it leads them to a kind of a document where they can read about your business, read about what you're trying to sell to them, read about what you're doing. Okay, so that is what a domain is. And then bring it back to the physical realm. Domain is like the address of the house. The hosting is the land, the domain is the address. Sometimes there might be a hosting, but if you do not know the address to where the land is, you might not be able to get there. Okay, you might not be able to get there. So a domain can also be the name of a building. The name of a building. You go to let's say go to a particular street and you see a tall structure on that street, a tall building, and you look at the front of the building, you're going to see a particular name. You're going to see names like so house. Let's say let's say a church. Now you're going to see the name of the church on the building, right? You're going to see the name of the church on the building. That name is what we liken to as the domain name. So if anybody is giving you directions on how to get to that church, to tell you take a bike, tell the bike you are going to Deeper Life Bible Church, street, so that's what we refer to as a domain. It is the address that people use to locate your web pages, where you tell them about what you're doing, about your business and all that stuff. Then WordPress is a platform that helps you to design your website without having to write codes. Okay, and as a matter of fact, over 65% of the websites you see today in the world are designed using WordPress, and all designed using WordPress. Okay, that's what WordPress is. It's simple. The platform that you go on WordPress, you start working on a website. They've made everything simple for you, so you don't actually need to start writing codes from scratch. You've done most of all those parts for you. Just designed and design whatever you want. Okay, that's what WordPress is. Of course, when we begin to go into all of these things, when we begin to touch them, you're going to see them for yourself. A blog is a kind of a website, like we explained earlier, a kind of a dynamic website where you post informations, you post content, written content, video content, or whatever about a particular topic or particular subject matter on a daily basis or weekly basis. That's what the blog is. So Leader Cage's blog is a blog. There are several other blogs like that. As a matter of fact, an average website has the opportunity of having a blog. Okay, so you can see a normal website, a normal static website, then it has the blog page where you can do the whole blogging thing. Go there every day and post content that is relating. Remember, that is relating to what your website is doing, to what your website is, what your business is all about. Okay, so let's say you have a business on real estate, or you built a website on real estate. You're gonna have a blog session or the blog page on the website where you go and post stuff that are relating to real estate information, educative information, interesting information on, let's say, a daily basis, or twice a week, or 3 times a week, and you repost, so people will come there and see your information, and get to like you, get to know you, get to trust you, get to want to do business with you, get to understand things. That's why the blog is very important. Okay, so there's SSL. SSL refers to security. Okay, security that you use on the website. Every website is supposed to have an SSL. The difference between a website that has an SSL and a website that doesn't have an SSL is you go to such websites and you find stuff like not secure. Anytime you go to a website, you are seeing stuff like not secure on your browser. Know that website does not have an SSL. So whatever website you're going to be designing, either for yourself or for your client, make sure that you install an SSL certificate on your website so that it will be secured. Of course, when we get to that part, you're going to see it play out. Then a subdomain is a mini domain. Okay, it's like let me bring it back to the physical space. A building like a house is like a domain, right? The subdomain might be a particular room. If it's a hotel, I tell you room 119, that is like a subdomain. So there's some information or some things in that room. So when you are in the domain, room 119 can be a subdomain. Or when you are in that that property, that building, the boys' quarters can be a subdomain. The gateman's quarters can be a subdomain. The servant's quarters can be a subdomain. You understand? So a subdomain is attached to the main domain, but can be used to design some other kind of pages. I hope you get a picture now. Of course, when we get to practicalizing this, we're going to see them play out. Okay. Then what is a webmail? A webmail is a mail that is attached to your website or to the client's website. Okay. It does everything that Gmail does, everything that Yahoo Mail does, but it is even more professional to have a webmail. Okay. So for instance, I'm sure you must have seen stuff like admin at so.com, contact at so.com, info at so.com, me at so.com. So I've seen stuff like that. Those stuff are what we call web mails, and we're going to be creating them. We're going to learn how to create them. CMS refers to content management system, and that is WordPress is a content management system. Okay, so WordPress has been designed as a content management system. So what you go to do on WordPress is that you go to create and manage content that's relating to your website. Remember, we say that your website is a group of web pages that has related contents. Okay, so the WordPress is where you go to manage those contents. It's a system that allows us to manage those contents. So that's what CMS is. WordPress is a kind of CMS. Okay. Then there is theme. A theme is like what you want your website to look like, what you want, and in terms of design. Okay, in terms of design, what kind of design do you want your website to have? What kind of design do you want the website to bear? When people come to your website, what do you want them to see? What kind of colors do you want them to see? What kind of designs do you want them to see? That's what the team can do for you. Now, this is where the magic is. This is where the magic happens, such that what makes you able to design a website without having to write a single line of code is because we have been provided with tools like team materials, like a team. We've been provided with materials like a team that helps us to just, all we need to do is just go get those themes, install them on our website, and edit them with the information we want. Okay, we don't have to write any code. That's what the team does for us. Then what is a plugin? A plugin is also another very important tool that we get to use to make our website look the way we want them to look and be the way we want them to be and be as functional as we want them to be. Okay, now all these things, theme, plugin, are things that WordPress provides for us or allows us to make use of on their platform, that helps us to build the kind of professional and excellent looking website that we want to build without having to write any code. Okay, if you go to a website today and you see, let's say on the front page of the website, you see a slide. That slide is possible because a particular plugin called Revolution Slide that was installed on the website to allow for that slide to happen. You go to the website, you see a chat icon. Let's say you see a WhatsApp button or another button that helps you to, when you click on that button, you begin to chat with customer care or stuff like that. Is made possible because of a particular kind of plugin. You go to a website and you see there's some kind of functionalities you see on some kind of websites, and they make usability of those websites easier. Those are possible because of the plugins that have been installed on the website. Then the template can be found within a theme. Okay, so a theme is the design of the entire, refers to the design of the entire website structure. The entire website structure is going to take the shape of a theme, whatever theme you install on your website. But a template is used on the pages themselves. Okay, let's say on your website there are pages like home page, about us page, services, contact us, gallery and stuff like that. So for those pages you need templates. Okay, you need templates. When you get some themes, you find out that they have their inbuilt templates. Okay, they have their inbuilt templates already. So all you need to do is just select. If you want to design the home page, you go to that theme. There might be more than one home page templates there. You select the one that you like the most and you start using it. You start editing it. Okay, what you actually edit are the templates. What you actually edit to look, how you want it to look are the templates. Okay, then the cPanel is control panel. This is where you control most of the activities that happen at the back end of your website, especially as regards to your domain and hosting. Okay, not really as regards to your designing. Your designing happens on WordPress. All the designing takes place on WordPress, but this cPanel is like, of course, where you assess all the things that attached to your website as regarding hosting. As soon as you host your website, there are some things you need to have access to be able to do some kind of work on your website. Those things are going to be found on cPanel. For example, if you want to build your subdomain, you do that from cPanel. If you want to work on your webmail, you do that from cPanel. If you want to install WordPress on your website, you do that from cPanel. Okay, then you can install theme, plugins, templates on WordPress. But to install WordPress, you need cPanel. You do that from the cPanel. To install webmail, you do that from the cPanel. So the moment you buy your domain and hosting, the next thing you're going to get is the login details to cPanel, where you're able to access the back end of your domain and hosting your website, for you to be able to work on webmail, work on subdomain, work on WordPress and all that stuff. Okay, so quickly let's go and look at how to acquire hosting, domain and SSL, after which we're going to bring this particular video to an end. Okay, let's quickly look at how to acquire hosting, domain and SSL. So let's jump to